Okay, this is Taskinator 3000, a to-do list app with groups and chat. Now, we designed this website using Materialized CSS, which is a CSS framework designed to emulate Google's material design aesthetic, which is designed to make user interfaces both easy to use and intuitive to access. So we have two ways to access Taskinator 3000 through GitHub and Google, which we've included both on these nifty little cards there for ease of use. And we've managed to incorporate OAuth into the login process for each. And this is a user's main homepage. So we have the invite sidebar on the left, along with the main body everywhere else.
All right, so in the center under the tasks column, any tasks you have for any of your groups will display there, and you can click on those tasks to go to that group's task page. And then under that, we have the add a group button, so you can type in any group name you want there. And if you hit the add group button, it will create your new group. And then you can see that down there. So all the groups you have will be displayed under that in those little cards in rows of 3. And then the other functionality on the login page, there's a logout button top right, and then there's the received invites sidebar on the left. So that'll pop up with any invites you get to groups. You can either accept or reject them there, and we will display that functionality a bit later in the demo.
Clicking on a group's name leads to its task page. Each task page has a group's name at the top, accompanied by 2 buttons for inviting other team members into the group and exiting out of the task page. The main focus of this page is at the list of tasks that allow the adding and deleting of individual tasks or entire list tasks. This space gets scrollable as more task lists gets added. We also have a chat box on the right to allow real-time communication with other team members.
So if we go ahead and create a new task, we can see that this pop-up will show up with fields for adding in things such as task name, due date, assignees, which will include everyone included on the group, and then tags and a task description. So if we hit confirm, this will go ahead and add that task to the database, and that will display on our page. Now, if we wanted to, we can edit this task by clicking on it. And now this auto-populates the fields with the old information from the task. And if we wanted to change something, such as the due date or the task name, we could go ahead and do that. And so now when we do that, it'll update in the database and redisplay here. Now, as Rimsha mentioned, we have multiple column functionality. So if you click on the column, you can now add a new list. And within this new list, you can make another task, and it will display on this on the column it was generated for. And as you can see, it shows up here. So now if we wanted to, we could go ahead and delete one of these tasks. And as you can see, that refreshes so that the task is no longer there. And finally, there's a trash button on the first column. And if we click that, that will delete the most recently added column. And now we have the invite button at the top here. So if we click on this, it will give a list of users from which we can choose to invite to this group. And using this functionality, you can expand your group sizes for added group communication and functionality.
All right, so now I'm going to go back to the main page. And on my dashboard here, I can see I've also been invited to a group by one of my teammates. I could choose to reject this invite if I wanted, and it would just be removed from the list. But I really do love JavaScript, so I'm going to go ahead and accept it. And then we can see it's added to my list of groups here. And then we can see there's also there's a task in this group called JavaScript, and I can click on this to go to the group page as well. And then you see the name has changed up here. So this is the correct group. We have the new task. And now over here in the chat, if I want to talk to some of my teammates in this group, we can see, anyone else love JavaScript? Yes, I do. So these chat messages are sent in real time using Socket.io with sending messages over connections, but they're also stored in the database. So if I go ahead and refresh this page, you can see they're loaded in dynamically there as well. So they are indeed persistent. This is done using our API with an extensive list of routes that we use for obtaining information on users, groups, tasks, and messages. These API routes are protected, requiring authentication using express sessions. And we have multiple passport strategies to do that for both GitHub and Google. So if I go ahead and log in with Google instead of GitHub, we can see I don't have any tasks, groups, or invites on my Google account. And all that has changed because I am now logged in with a different session. And that's about it.